Hey guys, welcome to episode 75 of Two Girls Chirping. I'm Lauren.
I'm Abby.
And today we're drinking.
Well, it's also a Friday evening. I just got off work.
And we always have, this is not a cry for help.
I don't think that it seemed like a cry for help.
We always have a drink on Fridays.
Yeah, round out the week.
So today is a lemon drop Friday, period. Shall we cheers?
Yes.
Cheers. So let's talk shit, shall we?
Yeah.
You want to start us off, or do you want me to start us off?
I've got a couple things.
That's crazy.
And then I've got a couple things, and then we'll get into the elephant in the room.
Do you want to know how I stacked my notes? Great, I'll tell you. Bad. Good news. Women.
Period.
That's pretty much it.
I've got just like some maintenance things if this will load, because Lord knows I have more notes than that. I'm sorry.
Anywho, she's got on her Everyone Watches Women's Sports, and I was going to wear a white tank top because I'm a little hot. But I remembered I look like a ghost when I wear white, and not in a cute way like Abby does, because she looks like an angel. I look like I am haunting Quinn Hughes, which
I would love to haunt Quinn Hughes.
I would like to volunteer for that role.
And not in a sexual way. Okay, very couple little like maintenance admin things. Smash that like button. I'm kidding.
Hit a subscribe, smash a like.
I mean, I'm not
Throw
kidding.
in a comment. We like to hear from y'all.
Yeah, join our Discord, subscribe to our Substack, follow us. Anywho, but in all actuality, Patrick Laine. If you are a Montreal Canadiens fan, you know this man stays on long-term IR. And he is currently, don't worry, he is currently on there, but he is practicing again as a defenseman. They had him running drills as a defenseman, even though Nick Suzuki and Slavkovsky were at that practice. So it's kind of just,
maybe it'll be a great fit, because it's a contract year for him, and he's not looking like he's a renewal.
Yeah, if we get around to it, pending how long we discuss the phone call heard around the world, we're going to talk about another forward that transitioned to defenseman. So, and then I just have one other thing, which goes in line with, if you're looking for a lighthearted episode, this probably isn't it. But
it's going to be lighter than Clint Malarchuk.
It is not hard to be lighter than those episodes.
I mean, we're just going to rant, share our feelings as we're entitled to do, and then we're going to keep it moving. Talk about the women, and then hopefully get around to talking about Layla Edwards, because she deserves it.
Yeah.
And they deserve to be spoken on a lot more than these men do after we read their crimes aloud.
Absolutely. One thing we love to do, read crimes aloud. Speaking of a crime, before we get into the major crime, this is also a big crime. I've not seen it confirmed by any sources, but they also have only been running stuff about what we're going to discuss after. But Radko Gudas, captain of the Ducks, allegedly shouted a homophobic slur during an Olympic game.
What?
The NHL has said fuck all about it.
Well, yeah. They don't want to touch it because it wasn't their player at the time. It's Team USA's player. Or not Team USA, but whatever team he goes for. And the Olympics are done, so they're not required to speak on it. So it'll probably just get forgotten about.
Yep, probably.
Who was that guy in the heated rivalry series that did that? And then
I think
Troy.
That's a book 2 spoiler.
That's like a book 4 spoiler.
Yeah. It's book 2 of Shannon Elias' story.
He had a dumb name like Dallas. Maybe it was Dallas Kent or something. I don't know.
It's tracks.
We should probably burn him at the stake, huh?
I'd be fine with that.
Also, just like, what was the reason? And also, who was he yelling it to?
I don't know.
Did you see?
What's up?
No.
You go.
No, that was rude.
That was just me repeating that I didn't know. That is the extent of what I know on that. I've looked and I can't find it anywhere else. Like anybody talking about it. The main thing that you Google when you Google hockey Olympic controversy is the big one we're about to talk about. What did I see? What?
Do you see that Pedro Pascal finally out with his boyfriend?
I did.
And they're so happy.
I did. They're both hot.
Look, we have known
Yeah.
that I mean,
They loaded on my iPad.
we have known that he is gay
Yeah.
for a long time. And that's why he's immaculate. He's for the community, by the community.
Which also, like, I don't think that he ever needed to address it like, publicly. That's something he kept private. I totally understand that. Obviously, I'm a nosy person, but I don't think that, like, we are owed any of that.
God, no.
But it's still nice to see, like, he's happy and in a relationship.
I'm just happy he's thriving. Thrive, baby, thrive.
Me
I
too.
love that man.
He bagged a baddie, too, which it's Pedro
He did.
Pascal.
I mean, baddie meet baddie.
That
you
is
know?
a 10 meets a 10.
Talk about fighting in your own division.
Dude. Yeah. Yeah, for real.
We love to see it.
Okay. Are we ready to talk about the big bad?
Yeah.
You want to lead?
Sure. The people said that they were excited to see what I had to say. By the people, I mean my Discord people. I'm going to try. I'm going to try and reel it in some. You just cut me off. I gave Abby a hard 30-minute timer.
I will do a 30-minute timer. We'll see if that ends up being... sorry. I just had to make sure my phone didn't connect to that. We'll see if that ends up being an actual 30 minutes or what.
Mm-hmm. So while she's setting the timer, little background. So imagine you just won gold for the first time in 50 years because that's how long it took y'all to be able to do it again.
46 years. You know how many generations have been born since then? Anyhow.
Only like 2.
A lot of their parents barely saw that happen the first... Anyways.
So you're shwasted. Now, who do you want to get shwasted with? The director of the FBI, of course, the one who is allegedly covering up murders in Minnesota, you know, for his administration that illegally deports people and then murders them and it's fine because we're actually the problem. That one. So, of course, he uses our taxpayer dollars to jet on down to Milan. And, of course, that is just... the move. Everyone knows this. So they're kikiing. Dylan Larkin's making TikTok videos and whatnot with the director. And what do? We call up our least favorite geriatric on the planet. And this motherfucker goes, "Oh my God, everyone's going to be talking about this game for the next 50 years.
Everybody's talking about it.
I told my people, but I wasn't ready to call yet. But then Cash called. And he's like, boss, I got him, boss. That's a dead ass imitation. So he's like, maybe we'll send a military plane and you'll have to come for the union. We'll have to invite the women.
Well, what kills me, we'll have to invite the women or they might impeach me.
Well, I was getting that. Or they might impeach me. You've already been
You were already impeached.
You were already.
Your last presidential term, you were impeached.
Well, that was after it was over. But anywho.
True.
And then, of course, every natural man's reaction, that's hilarious. Why would we invite the women who have won and outmedaled the last 6 consecutive Olympics? They have outmedaled the men. For, let me pull up my statistics again. 63% of Team USA medals were won by females. The last time that the men won more medals than women, 9/11 had just happened. Eminem was number 1 on the chart for Lose Yourself. Halle Berry was on her Academy Award winner career,
it's
where
Halle
she was
Berry.
the first black woman to win an Academy Award during award season. That is the last time that men were able to outmedal the women. So, of course, it's hilarious that we would want to invite the clearly dominant gender.
Yes. So, I'm going to try to play... I'm not playing devil's advocate because I don't give a fuck. I'm going to try to play the emotionally level person here, even though I am absolutely raging, just because... I have seen so many people talk. Who's that famous soccer player? She's a women's soccer player. First of all, actually, I do want to touch on that. That's what I was talking about. It was like 2001, 2002, the last time that the men outmedaled the women.
It was 2002 Olympics.
2002 Olympics. Keep in mind, that was only the second time that women were allowed to participate in the Winter Olympics. At least women's hockey, right?
Women's hockey since...
Yeah. Women's hockey was not allowed to participate in the Winter Olympics until 1998. In that time, Team USA has won 3 gold medals in the Olympics. You know how many gold medals the men's team has won in that time? 0? Well, 1, I guess now.
Bro, Bush was in office the last time
It has been
that they
46
out-medaled
years.
them.
And okay, here's the like level-headed story. I don't know. That's not the
I feel
proper
like
way
I
to
did
say
a very
it. I feel
accurate
like you did
reenactment.
too. Let me give my reenactment, I guess. So we record Sunday. We're kikiing. We're happy. I was feeling the most patriotic I have felt in years. And then Monday we wake up.
Also, we had said, I'm sure they'll ruin it.
First, yeah.
In some way or another.
We were debating, like, are they going to go to the White House? Is everybody going to go to the White House? And it was like, every single one of them is going to go to the White House. Are the women going to be invited? I don't know. Probably not. But we wake up Monday morning, and there's that video that I'm sure everybody's seen by now of them having the phone call with President Trump. Now, here's my thing. Every single one of them laughed as it appeared on the video. That is not okay to me. But the fact that Kash Patel was in the locker room, I don't think they had much control over.
Yeah, but what a fucking loser.
The fact that, I know, that is so lame.
It's so lame. I think he was like a high school hockey coach. What a fucking loser. What an embarrassment.
It's giving super senior, the like 23-year-old that peaked in high school and still goes to every single one of the high school football games and sits in the student section.
It's giving mommy special boy.
But
that's the only woman interested.
The team did not have any control over him being in there. I'm sure he bought his way in. Also, the phone call with Trump. Here, I do not live in a delusional bubble. I understand hockey is an inherently conservative sport. At least the men's hockey is an inherently conservative sport. I understand a lot of them have different political beliefs than me, and a lot of them do idolize the orange man in office. I do not feel like we've made that clear, but I understand the loudest voice in the room does. So the fact that Trump called, I'm not surprised. He never misses an opportunity to make something about himself and to use something to his own advantage. It was the fact that he said, I guess we'll have to invite the women's team as well or they'll impeach me. And everybody laughed.
The Hughes brothers bent over laughing so hard.
Well, yeah, they had to bend over to choke.
Facts. Quinn Hughes dabbed up Brock Faber over that.
Yeah.
My Brock Faber, formally.
Yeah, that is not okay. I do also understand you're drunk, you're high on adrenaline, you just won gold. I can understand you being a sheep. Now, would I laugh? I don't think I would. I actually feel confident that I would have excused myself from the room the second that man spoke on a phone.
Judging off of our experience dealing with extended family members we don't like, we would have simply left.
You remove yourself from the situation. I need to look up this soccer player because she said something so good about it. And then we'll get back on track. Megan Rapinoe.
I don't watch women's soccer.
I don't either, but I recognize her because she is like that bitch. And I specifically recognize her
for the same reason.
Yeah, and I also recognize her because when they won some big title, and I do not follow soccer, so do not hold me accountable. I vividly remember it was the first time that the man was in office, and she was asked like, "Oh, are y'all gonna go to the White House?" And she was like, "Absolutely not. Like, we won't even be invited."
I remember her public beef with him about it, and then she won gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She has a podcast, and she spoke on it, and she was like, I get, like, getting swarmed into the hype, and, like, you're just going with the flow at that point, and you're drunk already, and it's like you don't even understand where you are at that point in time, and you're just kind of following the flow of the room. But she said it perfectly that on her team, though, they would have never created an environment where that kind of behavior was okay to put down your other teammates. And so, yeah, they might not have had control over if the head of the FBI was in there. They might have not have had the control over if Trump called them in the locker room, but the organization knew where they stood, and that wasn't it, and so it never was even an option. And I think that's a great point. Clearly, the NHL is a conservative organization, but like, I don't know. I'm talking in circles now.
Not really. I do want to say, well, first, I want to read aloud their crimes. Then I'll get into.
Are we going to talk about the absolutely's and the 2 for 2s?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that afterwards. Okay. So allegedly, Brady Tkachuk, while they're keying about how crazy it would be to invite the women, Brady Tkachuk allegedly is the one who yelled, "Close the northern border." Bitch, how the fuck do you think you're getting back to Ottawa?
That is actually been proven to be like a doctored thing.
Is it really?
Yes, that has been. Which he spoke in an interview post-game, first back in the NHL, and he was like, clearly that's an AI video, but he didn't...
I don't think he could spell AI.
He didn't say, don't do that.
I genuinely don't think that man could spell AI.
But that has been proven to be AI.
Well, that's good at least.
And he was upset that he was being used as propaganda by the president. Which is crazy, because that's what you fucking signed up for.
Yeah, I mean, do you not keep it lubed up for him? I mean, your brother does. You have never once shown any sign of, like, being held against your will, Stockholm Syndrome.
No. And now's not the time to be like, my words were used against me.
Yeah, imagine being a woman where your body's used against you. I don't find any sympathy with you.
Why do I have a timer going?
Flick him away. For me to make sure I stay within 30 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Okay, next alleged. Austin Matthews, he allegedly said the camera, he is on the right side of it. He is the one that allegedly said genuinely, absolutely about inviting the women before everyone started laughing and Trump said that he was going to get impeached otherwise. Also allegedly, I have seen Dylan Larkin is the one who said 2 for 2, as in, like, women and men's both won gold.
Yes. I have also seen that. My thing is...
Which is crazy because Dylan Larkin's over here filming videos with freaking Kash Patel. So, like, that doesn't necessarily check out with me.
They both went to the White House, too.
Oh, yeah. Let me just...
Are you about to talk about... There are 5 players... After this whole thing, it was a big controversial thing, and then there were a couple days before they had the decision to go to the White House. And I just want everybody to take into perspective the fact that they all had games either the next day or the day after. Mm-hmm. And so it was a very clear decision of, we're choosing to not play in this game and go to the White House instead. Everybody had an easy out, too. If you were uncomfortable and you didn't want to go, you had a very easy out of, I have a game tomorrow.
Before we get into who didn't go, I do just want to call them out. Everyone who was there and laughing that I could identify.
From the video.
Charlie McAvoy. Devastating.
Which is so disappointing.
He's normally an ally. He's a Pride ally. He and his wife do a lot of work that I honestly expected of all of them. The Hughes brothers not to let me down. And then Charlie McAvoy and Jeremy Swayman. But alas, they're men.
Yeah.
So Charlie McAvoy, Jake Gunzel? I don't know how to
Gunzel, yeah.
Yeah. Jack Eichel was there. They were all laughing.
That wasn't a surprise to me. Jack Eichel excused Carter Hart's behavior by saying everybody's made mistakes. Not everybody has gang raped a girl, but moving on.
Not yet, but there's time for me to murder a man.
Period.
Noah Hannafin, which I've literally never heard of him before.
I've heard of him.
The Upchucks, Vincent Trocheck, Kyle Connor, Zach Wierenski, Jake Ottinger, and Brock Nelson. They were all there. Brock Nelson was the one with ski goggles on, so it did take me longer to identify him. I do want y'all to imagine me watching that 2.5 minute clip 14 times continuously from a variety of angles to make sure I properly identified everyone. And the people I didn't know, I was looking at pictures of the roster so that I knew what kind of facial hair they had and then finding who they were. Just so I could make accurate diagnosis. The only people I didn't see there were Matt Baldy, Jackson Lacombe, who again, don't know him, JT Miller, Jake Sanderson, Jacob Slavin, Jeremy Swayman, and then Tage Thompson. But we all know that Jacob Slavin and JT Miller and Tage Thompson are
We know where
MAGAs,
most of the... Yeah, I mean, Tage Thompson showed up to the White House in a MAGA hat, so...
A full-on MAGA hat.
A full-on MAGA hat.
My thing is, your wife, who you have been with since you were a teenager, first of all, that is... You allegedly love this woman, and you are going to support an administration that actively hates them and is restricting their right to health care and access to care and just basic rights. Number 2, she was diagnosed with cancer young and was able to beat that. Look at how much healthcare grants have been defunded since this administration. You should really just like use your life experiences.
The thing is... I really truly have to believe that people that blindly support him, and specifically people that treat him like a celebrity, are just extremely uninformed.
You are supposed to educate yourself. If you're voting, absolutely, you should educate yourself on their agenda.
The thing is, a lot of people don't do that. They just vote for whoever their dad is voted for or whoever the people around them are voting for. Yeah. And those people don't educate themselves. Anywho, there was also allegedly one player that stormed out of the room after Trump was brought in on the phone. I've heard it was Jake Ottinger. I have heard that it was someone else, but I can't remember who. But that is also not like a confirmed thing.
I saw Jake Ottinger in there during the phone call, so it couldn't have been him.
Okay.
But that's not to say he couldn't have ducked out after or something like that, but...
I also want to talk about how icky it is to hear a grown-ass man, a.k.a. Connor Hellebuck, call Donald Trump Don.
I thought he called him Dad initially.
I also thought he called him Dad
I told
initially.
you, I was like, I am disgusted. Yeah. I was similarly disgusted when he called him Don, but less so.
Yeah, okay. That's
all I have for the phone call.
I have so much more for the phone call, actually. Here are the 5 players that did not go to the White House. Mm-hmm. Kyle Connor, Jake Gunzel, Brock Nelson, Jackson Lacombe, and Jake Ottinger. It's so funny because I saw this originally in Threads, and someone was like, 5 men that read the room, and then someone was like, they actually said it's because they have games tomorrow.
They made sure to be very clear that the only reason they didn't go is because they had games.
The only person that didn't suggest that was Jake Ottinger, who was like, I have a newborn baby. It's time to get back into a routine.
He said, I'm opting out of this narrative.
But the thing is, like, all of those guys... I want to give them passes, but I just can't because I know for a fact that 4 out of those 5 guys were in that video laughing.
I am willing to give them passes because that is a sober action.
That is fair. That is another thing that I'm taking into account is, yeah, they were all drunk and they laughed. You can blame it on getting caught up in the peer pressure, the alcohol, the adrenaline, all of that, and not really being aware of what you were doing. But going to the State of the Union, wearing a MAGA hat, taking photos with Trump, hugging him like he's your best friend, though you were dead sober doing that. Mm-hmm. So that is enough information for me. I also want to talk about Austin Matthews and all of this.
Can I say one thing before we talk about Austin Matthews, and it will be quick?
Yes, absolutely.
I want to take a moment to speak on the beverage choices. Beer? Corona?
Well, Corona is the thing.
Is disgusting.
I understand the beer. They're hockey players. It's literally nicknamed the beer league because hockey players love beer. Corona?
Corona literally tastes like toilet paper.
It
is like the epitome of, yes, give me nothing.
Literally.
You're going to get bloated for no taste? I mean,
that's the thing.
You didn't have some ready-made margarita mix? I've
been walking in there, give me a marg.
Literally, over ice with sugar rim,
You got a dirty Shirley for me?
Yeah, you can actually hold the Shirley. Just give me the dirty. Just don't even worry me.
I'll just take a bottle of tequila while you're at it.
I'll be over here, minding my own business.
Not laughing at condescending jokes.
You got some salsa and some chips. What are we doing?
And I also want to take a second, because I was thinking about it, because there were some people commenting on different things of like, why are you taking it so personally when it wasn't you that they were laughing at? And I thought about a brief story of like you remember when I started to play guitar, when I wanted to play guitar.
Yes, I do recall.
And I took a couple lessons. I saved up all of my babysitting money to buy this guitar, pink, and pay for some guitar lessons. And then like the second lesson that I was in, he was like, what do you even want to get out of this? Like, what is your goal here? And I was like,
world domination.
I was like 14 years old. I said, I want to be like Taylor Swift. I want to sing and write songs.
Period.
And he laughed in my face. And after that, I never took another guitar lesson.
Is that why you stopped?
Yes.
Do you remember his name and his
No,
place
but
of
I
work?
can find his face. And I do remember where he was working there. I don't know where he works now. But it's just, it makes me think about like, Taylor Swift wouldn't have taken it personally if he laughed at that. Like, she wouldn't have given a fuck. She's Taylor Swift. And it's very possible that some of the women's team, they don't care. That is totally fine. But it's all of the girls that are watching the Olympics and watched the women's team and were like, I want to do this. I want to go play hockey. But then they saw that video of all the men laughing and they think it's now something that's embarrassing. And they're not going to pursue that passion anymore.
You've got men laughing and, oh, fuck, I forgot my train of thought. Damn!
Dude, the alcohol is hitting.
No, it was actually going to be a bar, too. It doesn't matter, but it's just a series of microaggressions that just summarizes into systemic misogyny.
It is
like you're not allowed to call
problem.
them nicknames. Like one of the biggest names in hockey, in men's hockey, said that it's embarrassing for girls to call them nicknames.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take, it is, if it's not political, it is targeted. You
And
cannot argue that.
That is another thing I want to say. Everybody that commented, why are you being so dramatic? Just keep the politics out of the sport. The president of the country called the team. That is politics being forced into the sport.
Mm-hmm.
Your
players are wearing MAGA hats. That is political.
Yeah, it is. I also want to check on a comment that I got because I want to see if she ever responded.
The red dye 40 woman?
Oh my god, if you were reading our comments the other day, I posted a video in my brown leather jacket in the car if you want to go watch it. Lauren and I got into it with some girl. Red dye 40 was brought up in this argument.
Look, she said something stupid, so I looked at her story, which contained stupid bullshit, and then I targeted my response against her to rankle her, and it did. She took it very personally.
It was really funny.
What a loser.
The girl that I was thinking of didn't respond. She said, you're the sexist one with a laughing emoji.
I'm not sexist. I'm misandrous.
I said, literally how? All I said in that video was like, be watching the PR team have them do everything but apologize. Which, before we get into the apologies or lack thereof, I want to talk specifically about Austin Matthews and how tone deaf this was from him specifically. If you don't know anything about Austin Matthews, he's the parent of immigrants.
He got a 6 head. That's coming from a 5 head.
Can I read a comment before we get into this? All that headspace and literally nothing inside was one of my favorite comments.
Must be nice to have the privilege he has.
He is the son of immigrants. His mother immigrated from Mexico to the U.S. before he was born. He also has a tattoo on his rib cage that says I don't know, it's either a poorly done tattoo or it says it in a different language because you can't read it, but somebody transcribed it for me. It's a Martin Luther King quote.
It's translated if it's in a different language. It's transcribed if it's written down.
That's why I said transcribed.
Well, if it's not in English where you could read it, then it had to be translated to be transcribed.
Well, I think it is in English because it's a Martin Luther King quote. I think it's just a poorly done tattoo.
Okay, period.
Yeah. Anyways, it says the ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in the moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at a time of challenge and controversy.
The measure of that man is small.
Yeah.
Small dick energy. A tour is generous.
And I just think that's such a fucking ironic tattoo that he went to see the president, that if the president knew that his mother was an immigrant, she would be deported. If she's lucky and not killed.
She would be detained.
She would be detained.
Deported.
And if lucky, deported.
At their
That's
whim.
true.
Yeah. Hoodle.
And then do we want to get into the apologies?
Yeah. Did you see the Senators' PR
Where they basically
attempt at a recovery?
They were like, tell us your favorite female hockey player.
Female athlete.
Female athlete.
Brother.
I did see that.
It's a valiant effort. It is poorly timed.
Yeah, there have been several players asked about that phone call and asked about the controversy and where they lie in that controversy. And the overarching response, which seems to be the Team USA's PR push, is it's a shame it's being interpreted that way. And the women's team knows how much we respect and support them. Mm-hmm. I have only seen one player apologize.
It has all been the same version of the women's team know how much we support them.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate if they even say that.
Yeah.
Or, what's the other one that they say? It's
distracting from
it's
the
political.
success of both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's political, and I'm not getting political.
And that's the other thing that Austin Matthews says, is that he doesn't get political. What a fucking privilege with your parents living in the U.S.
Ain't that some shit?
Anywho, yeah.
Are you talking about Ellen Hughes? So listen, Ellen Hughes.
Where's my drink?
Silver medalist.
Gold medalist with Team USA this year, too.
But as a player, silver medalist.
Sorry.
Could have been our generation, or not our generation, her generation's Hillary Knight if she didn't get injured. Mm-hmm. And mother of Quinn and Jack.
And Luke.
He's innocent in this, so I'm not even going to mention him. Because as far as I know, he's over here and they're right here.
If the whole family stands in one spot, he's going to be there too. Anywho, going on, sorry.
Why would you say that to me? I'm holding on with threads, bro.
I'm sorry.
So anyways, Jack and Quinn, they do some god-awful interview where they are like, Jack doesn't even speak. They ask him about the phone call, and, Quinn's like, it's unfortunate, and, I'm glad you brought up the women, because we support the women so much, and the women know how much we support them.
And the first player I thought about when I scored the goal was Megan Keller.
Jack didn't even say a word. He literally said,
oh, yeah, that's true.
And let Quinn take it. And Quinn, he was trying, but the ghosts were almost too strong for him to manage in that one. Immediately, same day, Ellen Hughes. I loved Ellen Hughes.
I'm sorry.
I loved her deeply.
I just thought of something so funny.
I stood 10 toes down for Ellen Hughes. She gets on the same, I think it was Fox, right?
I don't even know.
She gets on the same news channel, whatever. They're asking her about the women's and everything. She's talking about how great the women is and how it's so impressive, and she's so proud of them and their development, whatever. Great stuff. Then they get into basically the phone call situation, which is what they've been asking everyone. And she does essentially the exact same thing as Quinn. They had essentially 100%. The same statement about, behind the scenes, they're so proud of the women and they so support each other. And it's just unfortunate that moment is what is taking the spotlight away from the men's and women's team gold. And my thing is, why are they only supporting them in private?
That's my thing.
And why are you saying that? I understand. Well, I get it. That's your kids. I really didn't expect her in public to say anything different. Me neither. In private, I hope she beat their ass.
I hope she did too. Yeah, that was surprising to me because I was like, why say anything if you're just going to say nothing after all, They
don't normally say anything.
That's my
And they chose
thing.
the wrong time to, again, say nothing.
Yeah, but say nothing on TV. I was like, just talk about the gold medal that you won. Like now I'm thinking poorly of you.
I know. I never wanted to have these feelings for Ellen Hughes.
It's like watching, if we have any motorsport fans, because I know we have some. I saw this girl make a video and she was like, imagine putting this in F1 terms. Imagine it's the end of the race. There's a party happening in the Mercedes garage because Lewis Hamilton just won a title. In this fictional universe, Lewis Hamilton's still with Mercedes. Christian Horner is there and makes a joke about inviting the F1 Academy drivers to an after party.
Which is the all-female.
Which is the all-female academy. Because F1 also has a problem with allowing women inside of it. So they had to create an entire academy. Anywho.
The thing is, the directors of the FIA are deeply misogynistic. The drivers are not.
That is true. And
they support the F1 Academy, the drivers do, in the way that I want the NHL to support the PWHL.
But the whole metaphor was like, imagine everybody in that Mercedes garage laughed, including Lewis Hamilton. And that was put so perfectly. Well, I added the including Lewis Hamilton in the comment section. But it just is so disappointing. In case you're wondering, were the women invited to the White House? Yes, they were.
The day after.
The backlash. Which was 3 or 4 days after.
It was 2 days after.
Which was 2 days after they won gold. They declined. And Flava Flav is stepping up instead. And we'll talk about that in a second.
So I do want to read out, Jack doubled down. So they went on and did that interview. Ellen did that interview the day after the backlash. The next day, they're asking Jack Hughes about it. And he goes, and I quote, "I'm trying to look dead in my eyes like he does, like I haven't formed a thought in a minute. Everyone's giving us backlash for all the social media stuff today. But people are so negative, and they're just trying to find a reason to put people down and make something out of almost nothing. Nico, you better come get your child before I find him.
Nico, come get your man.
You better. I'm not even playing about it anymore. I'm sorry. Are you having a bad time being made fun of and ostracized?"
I just stand by, if you're going to double down, just don't say anything. Because that's the thing, is every player has given the, like, it's unfortunate it's being twisted this way. Like, they know that we like them. I want to circle back to Charlie McAvoy, because that is the only player that we have actually heard as of Friday evening.
We are going to get to him. I want to talk about Swayman before him, just to go in chronological order.
Okay, let's talk about Swayman instead. Just kidding.
I do want to talk about, because timeline-wise, after Jack does that statement, the president...
I have a screen recording. Should I play it?
He goes, "I'm going to up the ante, because it's all about me, and that's what I like to see. So, Hellebuck, you're going to get the Presidential Medal of Freedom."
Yeah, what the fuck?
Where is Erin Frankel? She only allowed 3 goals in the whole freaking time the Team USA did.
I would love to talk on this.
You want to talk about being a menace? She's the queen.
I saw something. I've never seen a goaltender play like Connor Hellebuck. Okay, so her name is Erin Frankel. Connor Hellebuck let as many goals in the gold medal game as she did the entire tournament. And she has a hell of a side gig as a salad-based influencer, which she does.
She critiques Caesar salads, and she is damn good at it.
She is damn good at it.
She knows a thing or two about preventing that puck from crossing that line and ranking your salads.
You've heard of Michelin stars? I want Frankel's friends. Where to get the best salads?
Facts.
Yeah.
Let a girl know. Then we have the semi-apology from Jeremy Swayman, who...
Actually, in my timeline is when we got the red dye 40 comment.
That's when I got to beef. I don't often beef with people in the comments because I don't typically give energy to losers.
Every once in a while, though...
Every once in a while, I feel whimsical. I was feeling whimsical that day.
I will say, if you comment a hate comment on our Instagram or our TikTok, I do go look at your page because I just like to know what I'm working with, and it's always disappointing.
It's always losers.
But anytime I see like Mama Fort, what did she have? Lover of books, music, and Jesus. Wife and mama of 4.
Jesus ate with the prostitutes. I just want to be clear about that.
You want to bring up Jesus? I grew up in the Bible Belt. I almost went to ministry school. I low-key was in a cult.
Cult adjacent.
It wasn't a cult. It was a church.
You know, in the deep South where religion is so big, the cult church, the veil's thin here.
The veil is very thin.
That's why you gotta have discernment. And also common sense.
Yeah.
But Jeremy Swayman, he really didn't have much of that. Because he said, and I quote, "We should have reacted differently. We're so excited for the women's team and have so much respect for them." Which is almost an apology.
It's almost an apology,
but the 2 words I'm looking for are "I'm sorry."
Yeah, and I did appreciate the "we should have acted differently." Because you should have, at least you're self-aware, but you never said, "I regret that."
Just a man who was raised how I believe him to be raised based on how he was portrayed in Amazon Prime. You are better than that.
I hope his dad flew down from Alaska.
I hope his dad hit him with the, "I'm disappointed."
Yeah.
Because that would be like a gun to the head. He's about to be a father.
He's about to be a father. Isn't he about to be a girl dad too?
I believe so.
And that's also my thing is these players aren't able to see how damaging this can be to young girls wanting to be involved in hockey. And a lot of them have daughters. Mm-hmm. It's actually scary how many hockey players have daughters as opposed to sons. That's got to be like a 70-30.
It's not looking great stat-wise.
No.
Then we have the actual apology given to us by Charlie McAvoy. Would you like to speak on that?
I have it printed out. I have a screen recording. Shall I play it?
Sure. Are we going to get copyrighted for it?
I don't know. Here, I'll play it on mute so I can read the subtitles, because shout out Bar Down for giving me subtitles. How else will I know what he's saying? He said, I think, they're just certainly sorry for how they responded to it in that moment. Things just happen really quick there, which, I do get. Things happen quick.
That goes back to what you were saying.
Yeah.
In the moment.
If you think about the men's team and the relationships that we have and the amount of time that we have spent with the women's team here and supported them, it's certainly not reflective of how we feel and look at them and their accomplishments. What they did was unbelievable. And yeah, he's the only one that directly said, "I'm sorry for how I acted."
And that's what I want.
That is
you
literally
still went to the White House,
want.
which was a sober decision.
But
what I want is a blanket apology. I want a participation trophy of an apology. I want I'm sorry. We shouldn't have done that. We're better than that. Our bad.
My thing is, I give people room for growth. If you are doubling down, that is not growth. That is regression in my books.
Facts.
He can earn back my respect. It's just I wish that a lot more of them said, "I'm sorry for how I acted."
It's just like
That's
a crazy thing
reflective of how I feel.
I agree. I just think it's a crazy thing for the NHL to have doubled down on.
Yeah. But you think about they took their moment with heated rivalry.
I'm glad you brought that up.
Okay.
Connor's story is supposed to be on SNL this week. Fucking Quinn Hughes is going on SNL. Brother, I've seen you try and commit to an apology, and you couldn't even turn the lights on for that. How are you going to be on SNL?
I am very interested.
And
Hillary Knight was on SNL.
Well, yeah, she's hilarious. She's queen. She's girl boss.
She's Hillary fucking Knight.
And she's also aware that she's alive,
Yeah, that's true.
And then allegedly, Jack Hughes might be joining him for SNL. The only thing I better hear is I'm sorry.
My big thing is so much of the Hughes brother hype comes from women.
Came from
women. And which is fine, to each their own. I totally understand. That's going to be gone now.
Yeah, they've I've seen multiple Hughes jerseys that have been torn
yeah.
up, burned.
Did you see the one
deflamed.
that said like pedo liquor
Yep.
on it, which was a
Yep.
crazy term?
And then it said like Jacques Hughes on the bottom right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
It's crazy.
It's not even surprising.
The
It's
thing
just deeply
is-
disappointing. I'm only surprised about Charlie McAvoy, Jeremy Swayman,
surprised
and
about
then the Hughes brothers, just because they don't normally do anything crazy like that. So it's a crazy time for them to show their freaking MAGA flag. Well, it's a crazy time for them to show their freak flag, and I wish they would have just not had it in the first place.
That's all I have for the men. I have women and what they've said and like everything that they're doing right now.
I have one more thing on the men.
Okay.
And last night, the Senators played the Red Wings. Evanson wiped the floor
Dude,
with Brady.
I did see this. That was
He
incredible.
started crying like a little bitch. Brady didn't even have the puck. He just dropped him. And then Cousins came up and tried to fight him. He literally dropped Cousins. Mm-hmm. And then...
It was incredible.
And then they won 2-1 in OT.
That was reparations.
That was reparations. That was my thought exactly.
That's
what I like
loved
to
all the
see.
memes I saw. I think it was 365 Girl posted it. Which, speaking of, if you watched the Olympics and you're wanting to get into the PWHL, 365 Hockey Girl is going to be your number one resource. Obviously, we're going to talk about it a lot. We care deeply about those women, but she's boots on the ground reporting 365 Hockey Girl.
Also, our episodes tonight, they're 21 they cover the PWHL.
Yes, and I think, because we had talked about doing kind of a recap and bringing in the newer teams as well, and we probably will this summer. I'm also kind of like, maybe we do that sooner, now that there are more fans. I don't know. Stay tuned for that. It'll probably be this summer, though.
That's all the big bads I have, though.
I have some of the women's comments on it. First of all, I think Hillary Knight has done the best with it. And I saw her response edited with a Barbie thing.
Dude, her response was top tier.
Do you remember in Barbie, the movie, when she was like, and you're going to be forced to answer for men's actions and it's going to kill you. Mm-hmm. You're going to do it anyways. Mm-hmm. And you're going to say it's crazy, but you're going to be looked at like you're crazy if you say that.
Yeah, I've just remembering it. I went to see it in theaters. We were on strike.
Dude,
and
what a time.
I had twisted my ankle on a run that morning, and I didn't know it until I got home from the theater after seeing Barbie with my friends and coworkers at the time, and my ankle was huge.
Is that the time you came home with a tattoo, too?
No, that's a different time. I came home with a tattoo.
Sometimes Lauren goes to brunch and comes home with tattoos.
Look,
she's just a girl.
I'm just a girl.
But Hillary Knight said it the best. This is just part of her quote, but it says, "The joke was distasteful and unfortunate. Now I have to sort of sit in front of you and explain someone else's behavior. It's not my responsibility. But what it is shifting the focus and shifting the narrative of this amazing accomplishment that we all did together. And granted, the men's and women's teams did it together. That is super special. These women are amazing. Whatever is going on should never outshine or maximize their work," which I get.
So my only thing is, you left the pause after she said it's not my responsibility, where the entire media room broke into a round of applause.
Yeah, she did say it's yeah, that is true. Here, let's redo this real quick. You're the media room, okay? "The joke was distasteful and unfortunate. Now I sort of have to sit in front of you and explain someone else's behavior. It's not my responsibility."
Woo! Yes!
But what it is, exactly. I mean, the women that have spoken about it have handled it with such class. And I know we were talking about it last night. It shows the difference in the media training of like the men's team. They are just told deny, 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 cover up, cover up, cover up, and do not speak on.
Well, they're gaslighting us. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Why are you making it a big deal?
Yeah. You're blowing it out of proportion. Literally. Whereas the women's team are addressing the fact that was a distasteful joke, both on the president, but it was also distasteful of the men's team to laugh at the joke. And it is taking away from the achievement, unfortunately. The women just won their third gold medal in the time that it took the men to win one.
Yeah.
And in an ultimate fashion as well. It wasn't even close.
Yeah.
It it is taking away from that, which I do hate. I feel like we did a great job of honoring the women last episode, but
well, it's not honoring so much as it is just accurate.
Yeah, and if
they
you Google,
dominated. They would dog walk the men. I said it last episode. I'll double down in NHL fashion. I'll double down and say it again. They would have dog walked them.
Yeah,
I agree. Buck, more like hella fuck out of here.
Hellebuck versus Frankel, I would be 10 toes down on Frankel.
Yeah.
Okay, and then I also have Billie Jean King made a statement today, which if you don't know, Billie Jean King is...
How?
What do I say about Billie Jean King? She played tennis. She was the first...
She was tennis.
She was women's tennis. She paved the way for the Williams sisters in so many forms and fashions. She still holds so many records. She is that bitch. But she is also one of the founders of the PWHL, which I truly think is why the PWHL has been so successful. Mm-hmm. She put out a statement literally today. I saw it about an hour before we sat down to start recording. And it's a bit long, but I'm going to read it all. When athletes play for their nation, they are competing for something bigger than themselves. The gold medal wins by both the U.S. women's and men's hockey teams are equally important as historic. And historic. God, that lemon drop is getting to me.
Do you need me to read it? Freaking lightweight over here?
No, but I am a lightweight. It's true. As someone who spent her entire life fighting for equality, I believe leadership and character aren't just about what you say in public. It's about how you act when you think no one is watching. I've also spent a lot of time in locker rooms throughout my playing days, and I fully understand the range of emotions that exist following a big win. Even so, hearing members of the U.S. men's hockey team laughing at a joke at the expense of women's hockey team is uncomfortable. This issue has redirected attention away from the phenomenal success of both teams. What matters now is where we choose to put our energy. Let's not lose sight of what a monumental moment this is for hockey, women's sports, and our country. Let's make sure that men and women support each other. And then signed Billie Jean King and her iconic signature. I want to get that signature framed, actually. I don't know. Maybe tattooed on my body. Forehead.
Maybe our next house. Hey, that's a lemon drop talking. No. Even though there is enough space on your forehead to do it, I don't think it's a good...
Are you saying you have a big forehead?
I mean, that signature's small. Hold up to your forehead right now. Yeah, you could easily... Okay. You could easily get that tattoo dead center on your forehead.
I was like, oh, you want to talk about forehead?
Who is it, Lil Nas? There's so many that have forehead tattoos. I mean, I am very open about my 5 head. You could land a plane on this bitch. Like, why do you think I have bangs?
I mean, look.
It's self-preservation, my guy.
You've got things going on inside your head, though. Nobody could comment on you and say...
Got lots of thoughts.
All that headspace and literally nothing inside.
Mm-hmm. God knew I needed a lot of room for my big-ass brain, since half of it was going to be anxiety-based.
Which, this will probably be one of the last times that we fully comment on this whole thing. I'm sure we will make one-off jokes, because we still make one-off jokes about Carter Hart. But that's part of who we are.
Yeah, if we can't implement a jail sentence, the least I can do is make fun of him and hope that he has a miserable life.
Yeah. I will also say, the episode clip that I posted for last week's episode, that being filmed before, I was like, dang. So we really knew all along.
Ahead of our time.
We actually knew what was going to happen.
I mean, deep down, I think we did.
I think we did deep down.
We all knew that the men were going to fuck up.
Do you have anything else to say on this before I get into the Flava Flav?
No, go for it.
Okay. Overall, I do want to say, if you enjoy hockey, if you found hockey during the Olympics, if this is your first time hearing about hockey, do not feel discouraged. There are so many communities that will welcome you and will not laugh in your face about your passions. And ours, for one, feel free to join ours. I can point you in 100 other directions if you don't like us. Which, if you made it this far, that's crazy. But, like, please don't stop learning and caring about hockey. There are so many great things about it.
Just redirect your energy.
Yeah. I do
PWHL, banger. NHL teams, you got the Sharks, you got the Habs.
Yeah.
You got the Penguins.
There are so many.
Off the top of my head.
Seattle.
Seattle
just immediately
they haven't done
Seattle. immediately go to Seattle.
Let's keep it moving, though.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about Layla Edwards today. That's fine, though.
We can talk about her next week.
We'll talk about Layla Edwards next week. And because I do want to talk about Flava Flav real quick, which if you're thinking Flava Flav, doesn't he have domestic assault charges against him?
Yes.
Yes, he does. Did the women still choose him over the president? Yes, they did. And I think that speaks volumes.
Well, Flava Flav has also used his platform to support women, especially in sports that don't get a lot of visibility.
That is true.
He sponsored the women's polo team for, I think it was 2024 Paris Summer Olympics. He sponsored them and championed them.
Yeah.
Like, he, throughout the last, like, decade, give or so, has championed women.
Which is crazy because I never saw anything about it until this, and I started doing more research into him. And
Which does not excuse domestic violence.
It does not.
I'm watching you.
At all. We do not stand for that shit.
But he also didn't excuse it. He said, yeah, I did it. It was real fucked up of me.
Yeah.
Won't do it again.
This particular thing that he's doing, though, I do support. After all the controversies came out with the phone call with the president, Flava Flav on social media was like, you want a party? I'll throw you a party. And offered exactly that, a party to the Team USA women's team to support them and honor their gold medal win as well. I want to call out, because this has been an ongoing thing. There have been so many other companies that have reached out and said, we want to be a part of this. So I want to give some honors to them. MGM Resorts is hosting. It is going to be in Las Vegas. It is titled the She Got Game Weekend.
Love it.
July 16th through 19th. I don't know if you can buy tickets, but I will be looking into it.
Kylie Kelsey is number one. She was like, I'll sell everything to go into that club. I'll be up in the club with y'all.
Which one teaser, speaking of Kylie Kelsey did pay 10 grand towards a GoFundMe for Layla Edwards' entire family to be able to come out and watch her play in the Olympics.
Well, yeah, not just her and her husband, because Layla Edwards is from the same small town in Ohio that they were raised in. Mm-hmm. So keeping it local.
Yeah, I love that. Anyways, the She Got Game Weekend, July 16th through the 19th. These are the organizations involved. MGM Resorts is hosting. Alaska Airlines is handling the flights. They're going to do a workout with Solid Core. Rent the Runway is styling them. StubHub has reached out. Ramsey's Kitchen, Amika, Glam Squad, Michaels, Rothy's, Sunbum, OPI, and literally so many more. Those are just the ones that I recognize from the list. And I just love how, like, this shows women's sports really are incredible, and a lot of people genuinely do care about women's sports because of the amount of people that have reached out about all of this.
Well, it started, he extended the invite to the women's hockey team, but then he extended it to all female Team USA Olympians that medaled.
Yeah.
But also, Meg Thee Stallion, she sent them champagne.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Whatever.
Yeah. No, I was just, like, in awe of her when you said her name.
I don't remember. I think I said it, Meg Thee Stallion, but it's Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Any hoodle. She sent them gold embossed champagne right after their win.
I love that. This is the direct quote that he put out. If USA women's hockey team wants a real celebration and invite, I'll host them in Las Vegas. Do some nice dinners and shows and good times. I'm sure I can get a hotel and airline to help me out here and celebrate these women for real, for real.
Keep in mind, he is not a very rich man in the world of celebrities. His net worth is only like $2 million. He's just so connected.
Yeah.
And he's such an advocate.
Yeah. And it shows in all of this as well. That's actually all the notes. That's all the notes I have.
So
meanwhile, it's been over an hour of us chatting.
I have 2 notes. Okay. And mostly I want to talk about an elevated cupcake experience.
Oh my God.
So some of you may know, I know me and Kate were talking about it. Macklin, our silver. That's just a really hard word for me to say with my lisp.
It's okay. That's the speech therapy.
Silver medal Olympian.
Mm-hmm.
He came back, and Will Mack, it's alive and well, because Will had,
thank God. Thank God.
Will had volunteered him to participate in an elevated cupcake experience, which, as far as I saw, was just them. Someone spent like 17 grand. Tyler Foley spent like up to 10 grand and then he got outbid for the experience. And someone spent $17,000 on this elevated cupcake experience with Will Mac. And then as far as I have seen, they just got like a box of really fancy cupcakes. Now, I don't know if that's the entirety of it, but I do know that Will went on, I think it was just like Sharks Media or whatever. And they were asking him something. I don't even remember what the context was, but he was like, they were asking him about their shared media, which in the South, married couples will do shared social media.
Oh, yeah.
Will Mac is the only celebrity, if you will, or athlete duo I know that has a shared account
Hold
like
up.
that.
Back up real quick. They have a shared account?
I have told you this. They have a shared TikTok account that is just them.
Okay,
it is
it's
literally
ringing
their
bells.
initials.
It is ringing bells.
So,
Dude, what in the
Will
Southern
Smith-
Tradwife?
Will Smith was like, yeah, I've got a couple TikToks saved that we've filmed. I just haven't been ready to release them. His
1,
bestie,
2, 3, please.
he did. He released one of them that was basically like, this is my best friend. I'm claiming him. Don't even look at him. Yeah, he's an Olympian. Back the fuck off. It was very like, hey, I'm still here. That's still my man's.
I
Leave.
love that.
So their friendship is alive and well, which I love. The only other thing I have is about, well, that's a lie. I want to talk about Barkov of the Florida Panthers. So he's been out with
I
a
follow
knee
their
injury.
TikTok.
You do. I'm like, this is not new to you.
Anyhow.
So Barkov's been out for a season injury with his knee that happened. He hasn't even played a game this season.
Oh,
But no, he's sweet and we like him.
He plays for Florida, though.
So they're not all evil just because
Okay.
they've got a Kachuk.
Okay, I'm sorry. I take it back.
He normally matches his points per season with his donation that he donates to the Children's Hospital. So,
Okay, you got me.
since 2019, he has donated $1,600 for every goal that he scored and $800 for every assist he records, which is a little less than $500,000. So, because he's not playing this year, he donated over $1 million. So he doubled his donations.
Okay, you've convinced me.
Yeah, I'm like, no, he's not evil as far as we know.
I immediately walked back. I'm sorry. I said, oh.
The only other thing I have is the Victoire won, I think it was it 4 or 5?
A
won
dominant victory over the New York Sirens.
last night. And
Yeah.
then the Toronto Scepters and, oh my God, who are they playing tonight?
I can pull it up. I have their schedule saved.
It's the Scepters versus
Oh,
Seattle. It's Seattle because they're
the
playing
other-
in Seattle. So they're playing tonight, but they play at 9 p.m. So we will not be watching that live.
this is what I wanted to tell you all. I know that like since the PWHL's founding, people have been saying, get an app, get an app, get an app. I do not think, the water.
The lemon
Clear. I do not think that this is a PWHL affiliate app, but there's an app if you have an Apple product. And I don't know if it's on other products, but it's PWHL Fan. And they have the schedule, they have the standings, they have the teams. They've got like news articles and stuff of telling you when people are activated and stuff. It is so good. You can also do widgets. So I have the widgets to be like the upcoming games. So yes, it is Seattle and Torrent.
I just
Or
haven't.
Seattle and Toronto.
I just have an open PWHL tab that I normally look at that has all of that same information.
You don't have an app?
I don't need an app. I have Safari.
And this is not sponsored either, but it could be.
Sponsor us.
It could be sponsored.
Anyways, next week it is Women's History Month, so we'll be talking about Layla Edwards.
Technically, this is coming out in Women's History Month. Women's
Well,
Appreciation
we're two
Month.
women,
but
and we
it is
appreciate
starting-
women.
Yes, we do appreciate women. So next week, we're going to be talking about Layla. I'll probably rope, pending how much happens this week, Caroline Harvey in.
Yes, they are best friends.
Yes, I feel like I have to do them together.
I think it's appropriate.
Yeah,
May they never be separated.
never.
Okay, but that's all for now. We're going to go eat dinner and
Yes.
then watch Traders and
The
Pit.
finale.
And then I've got to go to work. Ugh, yuck. So until next week, we'll see ya.
Bye.
Be good. Be honorable. Bye now.
We will read your crimes aloud. Bye.
We will.